Hello everyone, I'm Nicole, Shyne, Fiel.
I'm Joy
And I'm Roque, Carnecer, and welcome to another weekly episode of All Here's English. How are you doing, everyone? Really hope you're doing well and great job for surviving the week.
Yes, take note, being productive is a must, but rest is essential. So, I hope your mind and body is now ready to listen and learn as we go through our topic for this week. Mary Joy, what topic are we going to discuss today?
Today's episode will be about how to improve English speaking skills. We'll be giving recommendations, tips, and activities that every English language learners can do to improve their English language speaking skills.
We are also going to explain why these activities are beneficial and important. You know, it is essential to know how to speak English properly, especially if you're an aspiring English teacher.
So, what are we waiting for? Let us now start the discussions.
You know what? If there is one thing that I'd like my students to do, it is to read. When I say read, it's not just about reading something. It's more of understanding what you read. Well, to tell you an anecdote, when I was in senior high school, I wasn't the brightest grain in the box. I am not really participative in class because I am having a hard time explaining my point or speaking in front of the public. That's honestly one of my vulnerabilities during that time. So one time, my oral communication teacher told us that one of the ways to improve your communication skills is through reading books. So I kind of applied this suggestion during the heights of the pandemic because I felt so bored at home. I decided to buy a self-help book online. At first, it was really hard for me because I'm not really into reading, and I honestly find reading very dull and uninteresting. I can't even understand the sentences that I have been reading, not until I started reading it out loud. And luckily, it was actually effective, and I have been doing it for several years now. When you read out loud, you're also improving your pronunciation skills because you need to properly pronounce each words that is written on the material. You're also learning new words, terms, and phrases that you can use in daily conversation. There are actually a lot of phrases you can use whether in academics or in any communicative situation that you are into. Also, reading is a gateway to learning anything about everything. It helps you discover new important things and relevant issues and topics, and of course, educate yourself in any area of life you're interested in. And when you learn, it is also very imperative to share it with others or with the world. Also, you need to, of course, apply the things you've learned from the book to your life. Nicole, how about you?
Wow, that was a very insightful experience, Lloyd. Well, I recommend a simple activity that will help our audiences develop their English speaking skills, and that is by simply watching English movies, documentations, and videos. So this might sound like a very simple activity, but I assure you all that this is effective. What I have observed with my siblings and cousins, because they really like watching English movies or those movies or series with English subtitles, they learn how to pronounce such English words like, for example, aisle, huge, hunchback, quarrel, scars. You know, those words that we Filipinos are not fond of. And I will start to ask, where did you get that from? Where did you learn it? And they will reply, oh, it was in the movie. I heard it in the movie. And that made me realize how big the impact of simply watching English movies. If the person is thoroughly listening to what the characters in the movie are saying, they will get an idea or impression of what that word means or how they will pronounce it. With that, your English speaking skills will be developed and correct pronunciation is also enhanced. English movies also helps learners to increase vocabulary, and according to the experts, these impacts could have long-term effect on the viewers and active listeners. Those who watch movies regularly could have further benefits, including understanding foreign accents of different regions. This is because watching in English with English subtitles will help you to learn the sound and familiarize the word, and thereby making it easier to recognize in future. So, in the space of one movie, you learn new vocabulary, pronunciation, context, and conversation. Mary Joy, have you got any recommendation?
Yes, Nicole, I have some recommendation. A podcast. A podcast is a collection of series of digital audio files that are made available for downloading or listening via the internet. Learning English through podcasts is the trusted choice of some of the most successful English language learners. Not only can you hear real English conversations so you can tell how words are pronounced, but you can listen to them anywhere and pause or rewind them whenever you like. You can really learn your way. So, I have one site of podcasts that I recommend to help you improve your English. The English We Speak. The English We Speak aims to get you talking more like a local by focusing on everyday expressions and slang words. The English We Speak podcast is your chance to catch up on the very latest English words and phrases. In under 3 minutes, they help you stay ahead of the pack by giving you must-have phrases that you can use in your everyday conversation. Amaze your friends, impress your teachers, and delight your parents with these fantastic words and phrases. The presenter speaks slightly slower than in a normal conversation, making it easier for you to understand. Plus, this series comes from the BBC or the British Broadcasting Corporations, which is one of the most well-respected British institutions. Also, there are unique ways to improve your speaking with English podcasts. Summarize what you hear in podcasts. First, listen to a short podcast. While you're listening, you're going to write down some keywords and phrases that you hear on a piece of paper. Which words should you write down? Write down the words and expressions that are new. You never heard the word before. Not new but forgotten. You have heard the word before but you've forgotten what it means. Familiar but used with a different meaning. You've heard the word before but it used in different way. When you're done listening, look up the familiar words in a dictionary to learn what they mean. I hope this recommendation will help you to get started with practicing your speaking on your own. It isn't a good idea to add podcasts to your English language learning toolbox. They help build vocabulary, perfect pronunciations, and lastly, enhance speaking skills.
Now, you might be wondering, is this simple activities effective? Do they have benefits that will help you develop your English speaking skills?
Well, according to Young and Ranciski in 2018, through oral reading, students develop in both fluency and accuracy of expression in their speaking. This is one of the evidence of how beneficial reading could be.
In 2019, the study of Osman and Roy showed that watching English movies has a positive impact on improving listening skill as well as on speaking skills.
And in the year 2020, an article published by Ramsey Lewis at leonardoenglish.com cited that some studies have found that listening to English podcasts improves fluency and English speaking skills. In one study, Iranian high school students were assigned to either listen to podcasts after their English class or not. The students who listened to the podcast did better on speaking tests and got better ratings for fluency.
As you see, several studies serves as the evidence on how beneficial these simple activities are.
Just by reading, watching, and listening, simple activities such as these will help you improve your English speaking skills. How amazing is that?
Yes, indeed. What are you waiting for, listeners? If you want to develop and change, start now by doing these recommended activities.
Yes, but take note, development doesn't happen overnight. So, that's it for our discussion this week.
We hope you gain insights and knowledge and feel inspired throughout your journey of learning and development.
We will surely provide you another interesting and beneficial topic next week.
Should you have questions, clarification, or problem, feel free to reach out our email ahequeries@gmail.com. Till another episode of learning, I'm Mary Joy Gebe.
I'm Nicole Fiel.
And I'm Roque, Carnecer, and this has been another weekly episode of
All
Here's
Here's
English.